You are kneecapping your ability to be financially free, and you're doing it every single day without realizing it because you are operating in a mode of fear. All of your decisions, every single thing that you do, from when you wake up, every single meal that you eat, all the way to when you go to bed, even in the conversations that you're having, is fear-based. But don't worry, most people operate like this. My goal, my purpose, my passion is to help as many people break out of the normal cycle as possible. If you're new here, my name is Forrest. I invest in stuff and I think that everybody should too, which is why I started this account from zero and I started investing originally $50 every day. Right now we're doing $60 every single day. And the reason that I'm doing this with real money in a real account from zero is to not just show you a bunch of graphs. It's not to just, go out and do all the cool lifestyle stuff, which is fun, right? I built this studio here. I'm the COO of, the best production studio here in Miami, Florida. I have a lot of fun with my lifestyle, super blessed, but all of this comes off of years of hard work, consistent, boring, tedious work, which is also kind of easy, okay? Doing this every single day, investing $60 every single day really is all that it takes to start changing your destiny. Not just your destiny, the destiny of everybody who follows after you, right? We're going deep, but it really is that deep, guys, okay? If you are looking out at your life and you're wondering, why do these people have this? Why do these people have this? And you're falling prey to comparison because you're comparing your day 0 to somebody else's day 5,000, day 10,000, year 10, year 20, year 30, but you haven't started yet. You haven't started yet. And you're over here saying that life is unfair. So start today. Okay, let's take a look at this account. I started this account in April 2024. It's currently March. We're coming up on the 1-year mark. The market has been selling off a little bit, okay, which is fine. But because we are dollar cost averaging, that's actually a good buying opportunity for us. And it doesn't really matter how long this sell-off happens, okay? The S&P 500 generally goes up, and we're just gonna trust that it does. Otherwise, then we have to go full speculation mode and start trading and managing our investments. I am a day trader, right? My channel is about trading. This series is not about that. This series is just about how we can become multimillionaires by just investing money into the S&P 500. And that's exactly what I want you to do. I want every single person who watches this video to actually start an account. I want you to share where your account is at. And I want you to join the new community that I just created for long-term investing. Okay, I'm gonna have a link to the Discord. It's gonna be completely free. I'm gonna do a bunch of free assets, free tracking, and just free everything. This is something that I'm honestly really passionate about. The whole reason I made this channel is actually about this. It's more about helping people become financially free, not necessarily about being rich and all of that, right? I love money and finance, and I'm an entrepreneur, and I understand that that's just not for everybody. Now, if that is for you, go check out my other content. Got a lot of stuff for you. But first thing you'll notice, let's just take a look at the account. It's at 11,270. So this did hit 12K. It's peeled off a little bit due to the market coming down. Trump has, been affecting the markets. We won't get into that, but a good buying opportunity nonetheless. So we're at $11,270 after about a year of doing, $50 to $60 a day. You can see I have $65 buying power left over. I missed a day. I've been super busy. I just officially came in as a partner of this business. So life has been crazy. Nonetheless, we'll put this money to the market. It doesn't really matter. It's just realistic. I'm kind of showing you, what it's like. So let's take a look at VOO. So VOO is the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF. If you're asking yourself, Forrest, I don't know what to invest in, this is what you invest in. Okay, I have to put the disclaimer of this isn't financial advice, but if it was, this is it. Okay, so Vanguard S&P 500, why? All the calculations, and I'm gonna do it again, just like I do every single weekly video. In order to hit that multi-million-dollar account, it's based off of the expected growth of the S&P 500. This isn't accounting for the big pops in maybe you have some holdings in Nvidia, or maybe you have some holdings in whatever other company that takes off, and that's fine. And you can have some of those stock picks. I'm telling you for the sake of this series though, and that's why I'm doing this daily series and this weekly series, is to show you how much money you can make just by doing this. Okay, we can see here I have 15.92 shares, market value 8.4K. Okay, total return is down. This was actually up a couple $100. It's down 59 bucks right now. That's fine. You have to remember, guys, if you look at any chart, and maybe we'll actually open up a stock chart, which we normally don't do for this trading video. Hold on. So let's go to VOO and let's look at this on, I guess it doesn't really matter. Okay. So let's go to the weekly chart just so we can get some spacing here. And I want you to look at these dips in the market. Okay, let's go back to this big dip back here in 23. Now there was this global event called COVID, okay? And you can see that the market had this huge dip. You see there was a peak up here, then it came down. Now, the people who were buying down here, okay, when VOO was in the 300s, have made the most money. I can tell you what happened though, is that a lot of people got scared and they stopped investing once the market started selling off here, okay? They got scared, okay? Even in here, they got scared, they stopped investing here, and then they waited and started investing again once the market was here. But that's terrible, okay? You wanna be buying all the time. I'm moving these arrows around so that you can get in at these best prices. That's the power of dollar cost averaging, is you always get the best price, okay? So that's why even though we have this dip right now, it's important to do this every single day, every single week, and not try to micromanage this account. If you want to micromanage your money, become a day trader. It's a great way to generate income, and you could take the income that you generate from day trading and put it into your long-term investment account. I might know a guy who does that, okay? I do that. A lot of my profits just go into my long-term account. The money that I make from, you know, course sales and whatever and coaching and all this stuff, I just invest it. Okay, it's smart because I don't want to be active all the time. Okay, this is something that I think about, and people ask me about it, you know, like, why don't you just, you know, do more of this or do that? It's like, I don't want to work all the time, guys. One, I already work all the time, but I don't want to work all the time forever. Like the money that I make from my active income, trading is a job, by the way. Doesn't matter how much money I make on trading. Okay, I had a really hot week last week. Trading is a job. It is a job. And it doesn't, I could tell you as someone who's made a lot of money from a job, it doesn't matter how much money you make from a job. Eventually you're going to want to not do that job or not do that job all the time. Okay, that's why the best traders in the world don't trade all the time, right? You make your money and then you start to chill. And then when you have capital, there's other ways that you can use your capital. I digress. Let's go back over to Robinhood. Okay, so market's coming down. We just now understand why that's fine. So you can see here, we have all these shares here. I'll go ahead and queue up an order for Monday. Just put these $65 in, okay? And we'll just wait for that to go in. Okay, yeah, the order's queued up. So on Monday, another $300 will come into this account. We can look at some of our other holdings, okay? Palantir, had a few shares of that, still up 200 bucks. Palantir had a hot run here. I'll hold some Palantir in my real account. So these are holdover shares that I had from, you know, my community telling me to buy these when I had first started this account. Then I've got NVIDIA, Microsoft, TSM, SoFi, MicroStrategy, and Rivian. Ooh, MicroStrategy. Here, it's still up $40, which is crazy. So MicroStrategy got hit big. Okay, you can see here, it had this really big sell-off. Let's go back to TradingView actually, and let's look at MSTR. MSTR absolutely walloped, which is not surprising. I mean, this is essentially a leveraged Bitcoin ETF. It's not really, but essentially what it is. These guys borrow money to buy Bitcoin. Okay, and they made a ton of money because they've been borrowing money to buy Bitcoin up here. But you can see that, you know, because it's a leveraged product, their stock is going to bleed every time Bitcoin comes off. Okay, and we look at the Bitcoin chart. Let's just go to BTC, US dollar. Okay, anytime Bitcoin comes off, MicroStrategy, obviously they are correlated, but MicroStrategy is leveraged, so they're going to come off even harder. So very interesting company overall. Trump just announced also that there's going to be a US, you know, cryptocurrency reserve. So we'll see how that's implemented. I'm not a crypto skeptic. I actually have a pretty large multi-six-figure crypto position. Okay. But I am a realist and I'm very pragmatic about it. Much more pragmatic than just about anybody else that I talk to. It's really annoying. It seems like it's really hard to have an honest intellectual conversation about crypto because everybody is banking on it saving their lives and getting them out of their mediocre existence, right? And it's just like, if that happens, cool. I don't think anything in life is that easy though, okay? Nonetheless, yeah, that's the account. Start investing. So the last thing that we need to do is we need to see why we're doing this. This is really, really important, okay? If you've made it to this part in the video, I want you to follow along for this next part of the video, okay? So what I want you to do is I want you to go to a browser and we'll go to compound interest calculator at investor.gov. Okay, so you're gonna go to investor.gov, compound interest calculator. Okay, and we're gonna put the current value of my account, which is about 11,200. You could put 0 for yours. And the monthly contribution for me is gonna be 1,200. Okay, where do I get 1,200 from? That's $60 a day. 6 times 5 is 300. 300 times 4 weeks is $1,200. So $1,200 a month. I just turned 34 on March 5th. Shout out to me. Let's assume that I want to retire at 65. So we'll do 31 years. Okay, obviously an entrepreneur, but we're just gonna use standard retirement age. I don't know if they've adjusted it yet legally. And let's just do an 8% interest rate, and we'll keep it compounding annually. So we'll hit calculate. And you can see here that in 31 years, I'll have about 1.87, let's just call it $1.9 million. We could do 10% interest rate if we want to go like the high end of the range. Hit calculate, goes up to 2.8 million. So a big variance there in the amount. Now, adjusting any of these values is going to greatly affect the outcome. The biggest thing that will affect the outcome though is time. Okay, I'm going to show you this, how powerful this is. So let's go put this back to 8%. Okay, and you can remember this is called 1.9 million. If I double this from 1,200 to 2,400, okay, and I hit calculate, you see that it goes to 3.6 million. Okay, but what if I put it back to the normal amount, 1,200, and instead of 31 years, I do 41 years, extra 10 years. Hit calculate, 4.3 million. So the power of compound interest is in the time. It's in the fact that you're gonna be here anyways. You might as well do something with your time, okay? So this chart starts to slope upwards. So as you go through time, that slope intensifies. So yes, increasing your contributions is useful. It's actually really useful, right? I'm not saying it's not useful, but the power of compound interest is in the time. So those of you who are younger than me, please start today. Thank me later. I would love to, just pass the torch and help y'all out. Those of you that are older than me, it doesn't mean that you should do nothing. It doesn't mean that you should be dispirited. It doesn't mean that you should give up. It doesn't mean that you should do nothing, okay? If you're starting from zero right now, all right, here's a little message of inspiration for you. And let's say you do this 1,200 bucks a month, but you only do it for 10 years. Okay, before I hit this calculate button, the alternative is that you do nothing. You say disheartened, you do nothing, and so in 10 years you have nothing. You're exactly where you are. You're exactly where people who are 10 years ahead of you right now are, who did nothing because they didn't do anything. They didn't start when they were 20, they didn't start when they were 30, they didn't start when they were 40, right? So they gave up. So you just end up in that position. Nothing in your life will change. It'll be the same crappy existence that you have now. Or you could start, and in 10 years you'll have $208,000. Now, is it 2 million? Is it 3 million? Is it 4 million? No, but I bet you know somebody 10 years ahead of you who doesn't have $208,000. Okay, that's the point, guys. Do something. Be the person in your family, in whatever your friendship group, or your chosen family, or your non-chosen family, that makes a difference. I hope that this video inspired you to join our investing community. Join it. Finally, I was thinking about what's the best way to do this, and I was like, why? I'm just overthinking it. I'm a thinker. I'm a very introverted thinker person, despite the fact that I do YouTube. I really do live in a cave, guys. But yeah, please join the community. I want to see all the people that have started and have taken action. Be an action taker. Do something. Let's get after it. I'm gonna provide as much value to you all as I can. And yeah, subscribe, share this video with 2 people. Please get them started on the series. You can go check out the other videos in the series, showing where I started from zero. And yeah, let's all make our financial future a little bit better. Deuces.